シージファンの皆様、こんにちは、こんばんは。とある薬学生と言います。今回も最後まで楽しんでいってください。
It's just been an absolute masterclass throughout the season. Like you say, they've had some real power plays, beautiful 2K from Muzi there, and so many vertical kills. It really is a big part of their game. Pino double kill on the Nitro. Every time, even though you know it's coming, it's still an absolute beauty every time you see that one. And I can't stress how difficult it can be to thread the eye of the needle with the Nitro going over the top of that wall, especially when it's electrified. But very much a team that are happy to play on the rappel. Look at the movement there. Playing on the rappel, playing vertically, they are more than comfortable. And so that means FaZe, they really need to be locking down multiple floors here. They need to have good extensions and they need to prevent NiP getting into these positions of vertical prowess above them.
Oh, they do indeed. But this is just the ninjas in pajamas. Of course, and get your taste buds excited for what you're going to get to gobble down on when we go into this best of 5. Here's some of those replays from FaZe.
Absolute beauty from Ion there onto Redux. It's the second that comes through into Astronomy there that really is impressive, though. And let's not forget the only interrogation that we've seen through the season. That does go to Astro. He managed to lock that one down. And again, you can see lots of verticality being used in these replays, lots of repels. So you'd expect that they should be familiar with shutting down that game. What did they find difficult when trying to dominate from those positions? And I think it is going to be something that we see come in as a real key factor today.
Oh, mate, this entire series is a major key to unlocking the castle of Brazilian Siege, to come out as the #1, the best in Brazil for this stage of BR6, to take a major title, Tim, to win a 6 major. That is what you're competing for, and I don't think we could have asked for a better way to build up to it. The bracket play was
Well, he's moved himself away from the bomb chassis. That prevents the smoke being able to deny with the toxic canisters. What a Nitro coming in from Pino to shut live down, but that still leaves us 5 versus 3. And with 3 men left on the retake, this is extremely difficult for NiP from here. You're going to have one on double window. You've got one in aquarium, probably one out on the balcony, and it is not going to be an easy job right now. Muzi, he's looking for any angle he can gain out onto that balcony. He makes a challenge. He will get Astro. There is potentially room here for one of these NiP players to just get themselves onto that diffuser. Muzi with a heads-up play to take Mav off the rappel, and it all comes down to Yuna in a 1v3. There is a man on the diffuser. He takes down Psycho, and that's all that they needed. Huge play from Yuna. He will bring the first round into the book, and that's
all on Ion to protect them on the choke point.
NiP now just playing a little bit lax inside of the site, allowing that diffuser to go down a little too much here. First 2 rounds, 2 successful diffuser plants, and as much as you might have the man advantage, it just makes it extremely difficult for you, because then you are fighting against the clock. You effectively become the attackers. But Pino, he goes a long way towards getting this one over the line. Kill onto Astro leaves us 1 versus 3, but with only 5 seconds left to go, the question is now, can NiP protect the man on the disable better than last time? Yes, they can. Psycho shuts down Mav, and that is exactly...
I'm loving the pace of it, Tim. There's a lot more aggression coming out from FaZe Clan tonight. Issue is, though, they lose out in the opening duels. It's a benefactor coming through from Pino to actually get the initial kill on the board, on the dock, turn around to heal his teammates back up as well and keep them in a good spot here. You've got 30 seconds to play with. Don't overreact. Take it bit by bit. Muzi on the peek out towards the balcony. He does eventually realise that Astro was lurking there the entire time, goes in and brings it back into a 4-on-3, Tim. But it's still not ideal, especially when they're dropping numbers like this. 2 players alive. Scratch that, just 1. Mav the madman. Can he sprint in and deny the defuse that's coming out from Muzi? He needs to get the peek in soon, but he can't find the angle. He's going to drop down to his demise as Psycho will come there with the shotty lurking by the doorway. Hoping he can actually push out over the threshold, but the time doesn't work well. He switches to the smoke can. The wrong timing, Tim, will come back to haunt him forever now, as he's left immortalized down on the ground. It's up to Pino in a 1 versus 2 to clutch Noia that is running through his mind as they slowly clear out towards the cocktail. But you've got players lurking, waiting to bite back the second they get a peek, and Ion will be the one to take the firefight and make it a very pretty sight for FaZe. 2 frags, back to back, drops them down on the Ash, cleans up, And somehow, someway, FaZe Clan, they get a round out of nothing. Just wait for you to push in. And FaZe's fast style of play, it's dropped off a little bit. They're now going back into the older style, and oh, that's so unfortunate. Trapped out in the open just as he goes into his ability there. He's going to get spotted out by Pino, and Jackal will be dashed away, left as mere pulp outside. And they've got to recover that diffuser as well, Tim. They need to pick it back up, so it wastes so much more time, effectively giving them only 15 seconds for the final convergence on towards the site. There's one choke point they can go through. If they gamble on it, they're going to be coming up against this man. Psycho opens it up with one. There's a response from Julio, and finally Kamikaze with Big Papa Pump, the shotty, hiding behind the desk. He'll peek up, and it'll only take one pump to finish off that man.
Puts him down. And right now, Muzi, he's just using that deployable shield. He's certainly causing a nuisance. He's got 3 operators helping here. Meanwhile, Pino and Julio, they just come in and start pummeling on those operators. Oh! Muzi holds them down. Oh, what a beautiful headshot from behind the cabinet, through the gap in the shield and the door frame. That is an absolute worldie of a shot from Muzi. Versus 3 now. FaZe have shown us previously, in previous rounds, that they've been able to win from this point, but it ain't looking good right now. MAP will open up with 1 onto Psycho, so that makes us 3 versus 2 as Yuna fouls on. But here comes the shutdown. We can see Yuna, he's fighting hard, but he was pinched. He had nowhere to go. And NiP, they have got FaZe with their backs to the walls right now, and they are aggressively attacking them. The late round, if NiP have to try and force a plant through this service door, he could well pop out of main door and really wreak some havoc. That's exactly what he tries, I think, there, but will be shut down by Psycho. NiP will come in with Muzi on a double kill to finish off round 10. That is going to put them on match point. It was there. He was just trying to challenge on the man outside. Great teamwork.
They're playing slow. They're waiting for another peak because they don't want to throw away the advantage, and the trade frags do come in. As soon as it kicks off once again, it then leaves us back in a lull immediately afterwards. Now, this is where it's up to Muzi to really cause a massacre off the back of his rotation. He's on the roam, the backstabber himself, but will his blade be shot? Muzi with a flick, the headshot onto live, beheading him and potentially stunning the competition. It's a 2 versus 2. Psycho alongside Muzi. Psycho's down as he's going to be cleaned up. Ion on the org will find a flick to keep them into the game. Muzi's got to clutch it. 1v1 to decide whether or not NiP will win on Coastline or if we are going to overtime. 13 frags. Will he get himself to 14? Throws out his utility. Dancing his way back across. He's got to recover that diffuser, and he will have to plant immediately. You have no time to waste. If the peak comes out from Mav, he can end it. Ideally, he needs to stick this. If he comes off Tim, he is lost, but he goes for the bait play! Muzi swings wide. I tell you what, Tim, he is going to fake. The Mad Lad's done it. As Ash, he'll swing out, pick him off, and shut down the map, taking
in a player like Muzi. He doesn't mind coming off that diffuser.
Pray that you'll be dead to me.